Hey guys, GeForce here, and this is my Mac Pro 2,1 from 2007. Now this machine started out in life as a Mac Pro 1,1 from 2006, which my dad purchased in 2007 as an ex-Apple demo machine. It came with two dual-core Xeon 5150s at 3 GHz, 2 GB of fully buffered FBDIMM DDR2 667 RAM, a Radeon X9900 XT 512MB video card, and storage, which I don't remember how much, but it's probably 250 gig. And it's been steadily upgraded over the years since he bought it. And he upgraded it to a Radeon HD 5770 after the original Radeon X9900 XT died. And he upgraded it to 10 GB of RAM and a bunch of hard disks. I don't know how much capacity he had on those though. So what we're going to do in this video is take the machine apart, show the internals and upgrades I've done to it since receiving it in 2021, and showing you what it's like to repaste the CPUs. So yeah, let's get cracking. So let's see what's inside this machine. I've been using this for about 2.5 years. He discontinued its service in 2017 and he bought it a new iMac Pro to replace this machine after been using his main editing rig for about 10, 11 or 12 years. Worked flawlessly for him, and it's been great for me in the 2.5 years since I've owned it. And as you can see, I've added a external hard disk for backup storage. Now, here's what I have inside. Inside, there are two super drives. This one's a Sony, and this one's a Pioneer. We have a 980 watt power supply in there by Delta or Akbel, I'm not sure who. In this bay, we have a WD Velociraptor 1TB, and that's my, as the label says, OS X 1110.6 disc. In this bay, we have another WD Velociraptor 1TB. This houses the original OS X 10.7.5 install, and Dad left a lot of software on that he used on this drive, so I can use all the software that he used, and it's great fun. I don't really use it much. For the first few years of me owning this, of me owning this machine, I used macOS 10.7.5 as my main OS before I found and installed the hacked copy of 10.11.6, and it's been working perfectly since, and I've used this install mainly just to browse the web and stuff and do a bunch of video editing. Come out, you bastard. Now this drive is a 10TB Seagate Barracuda, although it's actually an Iron Wolf. 10TB drive, and obviously this is the data drive, and this drive works a treat. I bought it brand new. And this drive is the same thing, just the backup drive, just a backup drive. Now what we have in the card slots is an Apple Radeon HD 5870, which I purchased off of eBay for $100, something like that. So, and then we have an eSATA card, 2 ports, another eSATA card, another 2 ports. This card came with the machine, and Inatec USB 3 4-port USB 3 card that runs great on macOS 10.7.5 and 10.11. And what we have here is the RAM. Let me just unplug it first. And okay. And here's the RAM. 4 sticks are identical, same part numbers, everything. Another 4 sticks of the same memory. Now, what I'm going to do here, go in there, you bastard. Now, what I'm going to do is repaste the CPUs just because I can, and they're running a bit hot and I didn't do it properly last time. So yeah, I'll get started on that and I'll be back with you shortly. So, here's the underside of the drive bay. Looks pretty neat. More of the cards. There's a fan. And I forgot to mention, this machine does have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. The Wi-Fi card is from an iMac 2009, I think. I got it for pretty good. Well, I got it off of eBay and it works well. Both OS X 10.7.5 and 10.11. I mainly got it because it's got the 3 antennas, and for some reason the original Wi-Fi card only has 2 antennas, yet they have 4 antennas, 1 for the Bluetooth and 3 for the Wi-Fi card, even though the stock Wi-Fi card only uses 2. Maybe they plan to include a upgraded card in the future that they just never got around to. I don't know, it's an odd decision, that's for sure. And first things first, to get this fan cage off, you have to undo that screw, but first I have to remove this drive. Okay, so I've undone that screw, and now we put our hand here and we lift up, we pull up. Except on this machine it's quite difficult. Your position that you can see. You know what? I should probably take the video card out first, considering how it uses this support bracket at the back to support the card. And here is Apple's 12-inch long, well AMD's 12-inch long Radeon HD 5870 with 1GB of VRAM. The only thing that's changed is the boot ROM, or the ROM on this card obviously, so you get a boot screen, and this bracket on the back. Oh, and it's got a DVI and 2 mini DisplayPort connectors. So, try and lift this out, which in this machine is very stuck. I'm not sure why. Dang it. Maybe what I have to do is to move this shroud first. I think I have to do that. So what I totally forgot about, in order to remove this, I have to undo the screws. If you can see them, no you can't, but there's some screws underneath the RAM. Well, on the motherboard behind the RAM, there's 2 screws there, and if you can see them, not really, but in there somewhere, there's a screw there and a screw there, which I have to remove. Yeah, there you go. I have to remove those 2 screws. Now all I need to do is shift this cover back, and the dust cover for the fan, or the heat sinks, should come out. Come on. There you go. So that's that out. Now, let's try and get this out. There you go. So this is the fan. So these are the fans for the CPU, and this is the CPU fan. This is the fan for the cards and the drives. As you can see, they're quite big. This is probably about a 140mm fan, 120mm, and this one is probably the same as well, and those are the card support brackets. And as you can see, these are the heat sinks for the CPUs. They've got a bit of pitting on them, but that shouldn't really matter. Now, usually you'd have to get this off first and get this out, but I'm not going to do that because that's a pain in the ass. And I have to move this fan, and I don't want to do that because there's no room for this to move. And in order to get this out, you have to move this around, and no thanks, it's just a mess, so I'm just going to wing it. And I do have a special tool, this special tool to reach all the way down to get the CPU bolts out, retention bolts for the heat sinks. Also, you can see the Northbridge heatsink under there, and under that heatsink is the Intel 5000X chipset, and that's the Southbridge. First things first, remove the CPU thermal sensor and unscrew. What the hell? My tool is stuck in the bolt. Actually, tighten it in a bit. Jeez, it's seriously stuck in there. What the fuck? That's a problem. Jesus Christ, it was stuck in there. Maybe it's just that pitted so much to the point that my tool's getting stuck in there. And just pull on this, and have I done them all? Just a second. And off comes the CPU heatsink. It's quite a big chonky thing, isn't it? Only 2 heat pipes, which I find interesting. I guess when these machines came out with only dual cores, they didn't need such ridiculous heat sinks. They need 2 heat pipes, I guess, and cooling 65 to 80 watts or something. Now, to get the second CPU cooler off, first thing I need to do is to disconnect CPU-B heatsink sensor. Undo this screw. And then this one just kind of stuck behind the RAM riser. And now the heatsink is loose. And there you go. Now to wipe down the CPUs. That's one CPU clean. Now for the next one. Okay, now the CPUs are clean. On goes some thermal paste. That's one. And I just got some on my finger. God damn it. Bit more on CPU 1. It's fine. And CPU 2. It's probably fine. Probably a bit much, but whatever. I'm using Noctua NTH1. Now to wipe clean CPU-B's heatsink. There you go, clean enough. Now to install CPU-B's heatsink. First, I have to get the thermal sensor through. And not plug it in. There There you go. And there you go. All the screws are now tightened fully. And now to plug in CPU's thermal sensor. It's kind of a bitch to get to. Down there. There you go. It is now installed, and CPU B is complete. Now to do CPU A. Okay. All partially tightened down this. Oops. I didn't like that sound. 3. Stripping my tool. And the tool is stripped. If you can see. Yeah, I've stripped it. Damn it. I guess I could just grind it off with a Dremel, but it seems to be on there now. So now to plug in heatsink CPU A thermal sensor, which the pins are a bit bent. Go in there, you bastard. There you go. It'll tuck under there. And we're done. Well, I'm done. Not entirely fussed on how I wasn't really able to tighten the last bolt before stripping my tool. But it seems to be tightened as best I could go, as it could go, so... Okay, now for the reassembly process. We'll have the screws stripped, I hope not. Because that screw doesn't spin anymore. But these, that screw just spins. But this one, come on. I can still put torque on that, which is interesting. Maybe I have stripped the screw. Sort of. Nearly focused on it. There you go. I seem to have stripped it, I think. No? Looks fine. I guess it is my tool. So, now I have to remember what sequence these go back in. Now, the first thing I do is install the front cage, the front fans, and drive support brackets, card support brackets. Now I install this thing, move the memory cage forward, and screw in the memory cage. Screw in the memory cage, like so. Oh god damn it. After much trouble, I found the screw. Watch me struggling to put a screw in, folks. And now for the other screw. Okay, that is screwed in. Those two screws are done. Screw, 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 screw. Screw, 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 screw. Screw, screw. Are you actually going in the screw hole? Well, obviously not. Wait, is this stripped? What? Oh no. There you go. That is done. Ram board 1, or ram board top. Ram board bottom. And now for the expansion card. Also, as you can see, all the memory that I'm using in this machine has the proper Apple heat sinks on them, so they run cooler. Although these sticks still run hot at about 80 degrees at idle, not doing anything. And then the fans ramp up to cool them down through those slots there. Time to slot in this monster. I'm going to try to. There you go. That's installed. And to plug in the power connectors. One. And 2. Oh, I've got them backwards, whoops. I know it doesn't matter, but I'm pedantic. There you go, all nice and tidy. And now for, where's my screwdriver? There. For screws. I know it's loose, but it's doing something at least. I can't move it with my fingers, so that's good enough. And now we're pretty much done, apart from the drives. Focus, you stupid phone. Ugh. Okay. Apart from the drives, which I don't think this one's aligned in the slot. Because it won't go in. Oh, this is why. I'm an idiot. There you go. Last one. My main boot drive. There you go. That's everything done. Here are the ports on the back of my machine. 230, 240, 110, 120 volt power. 4 USB 3. 2 eSATA on one card, another 2 eSATA on another card. Thunderbolt, no not Thunderbolt, MIDI display port 1.1 times 2. DVI, dual link DVI DI, one of them. 3 USB 2s, one Firewire 400 and a Firewire 800 port, optical in and out, speaker and microphone line in, and 2 gigabit Ethernets, and a big ass fan. Everything is now plugged in, and let's turn it on. Hey, have a picture. Here's my Mac OS 10 install booting up. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, I forgot I did that. I set the fans into full blast to cool everything down before I worked on it. So yeah, now the fans are running at a, server's pace. Eh? Oh, there you go. It was weird because it wasn't showing anything. There was no number being shown. There you go. Don't know why it only shows. Don't know why it's not showing the 10 terabyte Seagates, but whatever. Looks like CPU A and B heatsink is the same at the moment, at least for now. Geez, the first stick on the second RAM slot is already heating up. Ah, damn mouse. It's already at 52 degrees. Come on. There you go. So yeah, those are the specs. Go to System Report. 8 megs of cache on all the CPUs. All the memory is identical with the same part numbers, like to the byte, pretty much. 667 megahertz. Don't know why I'm having such difficulty controlling it. That's a bit better. So yeah, I've got 2 displays set up. U2410 and E1909W. Both running at 60 Hz. So yeah, that's the end of this little video. Well, I guess we could check how much the CPUs have heated up, warmed up already, because I'm running a Boink, however you pronounce it, CPU stuff on it, and heatsink is 42 and 43 on both of them, so they're pretty well matched now. CPU offset, which is offset from 100 degrees I think, so they're probably around 65, 75-ish. No, 65. So yeah, pretty good temperatures so far. Thanks for watching this little video that I just made for some reason.